Hey, what's up? My name is JM Chaley and welcome to my channel. This week I want to talk about how much it cost me to publish my novelization of the Unlife of Lisa Cooper. So I think this video might be helpful for folks that are on a similar path that I am on, meaning publishing a Kindle Vella series into a novel. But it also would be helpful for anyone who's publishing a novel that's didn't have its origins in Kindle Vella, because there's going to be a little bit of overlap there too. The caveat here is that these episodes already existed. So I'm taking basically something that's already written, compiling them into a novel, and sending that off as a print file in an EPUB. So that's really the disclaimer here. When I published The Unlife of Lisa Cooper in serial format for Kindle Vella, I did not use a professional proofreader or editor, any kind of an editor. Copy, line editor, developmental editor, no editors. Because I was putting out an episode a week. And even though I had a buffer of episodes so that I could, I wasn't having to churn out one episode per week as it was going live, one after the other, I was writing very steadily. And I didn't have the time to hand over every single every single episode to a proofreader and multiple editors to go over it, and then I'd take it back and do tweaks and everything like that. So I did everything kind of myself. I used my wife as a proofreader. I know she's not a professional proofreader either, but it was a second set of eyes, and I did what I could. And I know that a lot of Kindle Vella authors do the same, because we're constrained by time, because we're trying to put out material quickly and on a regular basis. So for those of you self-publishing a chapter book that is being built from scratch, and you don't have this existing material that's ready to be published, this is the caveat, and is already published somewhere else, then you have the luxury of being able to go to a proofreader and all these editors to hone your book. But the thing of it is my works were already published. So I didn't, especially when it comes to like a developmental editor who may say things like, oh, take this chapter out, or change this, or add a scene that does this. The story's already out there, and it's sort of canon. Not sort of. I mean, I don't want to change the story. It's out there. I want to keep it consistent. I want the Kindle Vella story to be there, and the novelization to be there, and they're basically equal. So that said, for self-publishing, this total amount is going to be very low when you look at other self-publishing, cost guides. Lots of people spend $4,000 to $5,000 to publish a novel. That's not unusual. I came in significantly under that because the works were already published, and I just compiled them and put them into a compendium. That's not going to be the case for the second book for the Unlife of Lisa Cooper series. I'm doing a novel, so I am going to be writing that from scratch. I am going to be leveraging professional editors and a professional proofreader. So that's going to be a very different cost model, and I will be spending more money. But I had to put that disclaimer out there in case for anyone that was watching this video and thought, oh, it's only cost that much to publish a book. No, if you're publishing a novel, you don't want to skimp on your proofreader and editors. I did it only because of the constraints of Kindle Vella that I put on myself. But if you're a Kindle Vella author and you're looking to publish your book, then pretty much these things will be almost all in line with what you're probably looking to do if you're looking to publish a novel. So let's get into it. $65 went into a copyright. Now I know some people are like, why'd you spend money on copyright? As soon as it's already exists on Kindle Vella, and as soon as you write it, you're copyright and blah, blah, blah. yeah, it already exists on Amazon. I want to make sure that I am the owner. I don't want any confusion about who owns my book, especially since it already exists on Amazon. I want to be very clear that I'm the owner. So I have the original files, of course, and I have the copyright registration. There's no confusion. So if the worst thing happens and someone comes across and tries to claim my work or whatever, or rip me off in some way, I've got a registration number. I don't have to fight with anyone or mail anyone any weird screenshots or anything. I just go, nope, this is my registration number, done and done. $65 is a small price to pay for that level of comfort. I bought a 10-pack of ISBNs for $295. Now, I only used 3 of those because I've got paperback, hardback, and ebook. So I guess I could have taken that $295 and divided that into 3/10 and said this is really what the cost was for this portion of my publishing. And yeah, I could do that, but I don't know. I spent the money. So it is $295 that came out of my account for this time period. So, I'm not releasing my books to some, when I say books, I mean I'm not releasing my general ledger to some firm or board of directors or anything like that. So I don't know that I need to mince the costs down to 3/10 of $295. I spent the money. So I took it as a lump expense for this particular publication. Now, when I publish my next book, I've already got 7 more ISBNs. I'm not going to need a line item for ISBNs. Yay! ISBN barcodes. For my print and hardback versions, I spent $50 or $25 per barcode. You need those to send to your cover artist and slap that little barcode on the back cover of your book. And you need those in case you're selling at a Barnes & Noble or someplace like that, and they print on demand, and you bring your little book up to the register, and they go beep and scan it in, and there you go. Speaking of cover artist, I spent $485 for my cover art. That includes front and back and spine, and affixing the ISBN numbers. And that includes a version of the cover for paperback via Ingram Spark, paperback via KDP, hardback via Ingram Spark, and ebook. So that's 4 different versions of my book. I'm not doing hardback through KDP. If you want a hardback, you'll have to get it through, you get it anywhere, really. But I'm not offering a separate hardback version through KDP. Now, here's the thing. $75 of that $485 was me screwing up. Why? Because I used the wrong font on my book. The letters were too small. So when I got my proofs back, I realized this is really hard to read, and I needed to go up a font size. And when I did that, I changed my page count. And when I changed my page count, I had to go back to my cover artist and say, hey, the width of my spine is different, so I need you to give me, well, not the ebook, but I need 3 more, right? Paperback for KDP, paperback for Ingram Spark, and hardback from Ingram Spark. I need 3 more do-overs for these things. And she charged me $25 a piece, and that's on me, right? Because I didn't get the right font size from the get-go, and she had to rework the work that she already did. It wasn't her mistake, it was mine. So it really would have cost me about $410. Now, whenever my cover artist, who was brilliant, by the way, she was excellent to work with, if she had made a mistake, she would fix it. She didn't charge me anything, and that's how it should be. If your cover artist makes a mistake, they should fix it. Free, right? You can go back to them afterwards. You can go back to them, as many times as it takes to get it fixed the way it ought to be. they shouldn't be charging you for those corrections. If you make a mistake and say you need to redo this differently than the way you did it correctly before because I screwed up, expect that they'll charge you. So that's just a little thing there. So, but I did spend $485 on this cover. But you know what? It was worth it. And I'm money well spent. So all in, I spent $695 to publish The Unlife of Lisa Cooper in novel form. And again, no proofreader, no editors. That number swells up to, in the thousands, depending on who you're getting for those services. So expect that if you're not publishing from a Kindle Vella series. I also want to point out that the money that I spent on the Kindle Vella series itself is not included in this run rate, right? Because I did hire a professional artist to do the picture that I used for my Kindle Vella series, which is different than the professional art I'm using for my novel. I hired someone to do theme music that I used for marketing purposes and stuff like that. That's not a publishing cost, that's a marketing cost. And I also ran Facebook ads for my Kindle Vella series. Again, not a publishing cost, that's a marketing cost. And I also plan to use Facebook ads again for my novel. But again, that's marketing costs, not publishing costs. So these are things that I didn't have to do to publish a book. These are things that I want to do to publicize my book. That's different. Now, having said that, I have done a video on Facebook ads that I ran for my Kindle Vella series where I talk about how I did, if you're interested in that. I also did a video on how I set up Facebook ads, if you're interested in that. And I will do a video on how my Facebook ads will go when I have done those and completed those in the future. So keep an eye out for that video when it comes along on me running ads for the Unlife of Lisa Cooper novel, which will be coming out, by the way, October 6th. Not too shabby, I think. I could have saved $75. Could have been $625, but not too shabby as things go, I think, So if you like this video, if you found it helpful, maybe if you're a Kindle Vella author and you're planning on doing this yourself and this kind of information helped you out, give it a like. Show your support. Much, much appreciated. And always please subscribe. I post most Thursdays. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. And you can always go to jmchaley.com, check out what's up. Send me a message. Let's keep in touch. And of course, as I mentioned before, The Unlife of Lisa Cooper, the novel, Conviction. This is book 1 of 3. Will be coming out October 6th. Great story. If you've checked it out, I'm sure you're going to love it. Vampire, action, fun, goodness. It's all just nice, excellent vampire awesomeness. And it's got some Irish folklore spun in. I went back and I sort of put my own take on vampires without going too crazy in a field. I mean, vampires are already cool, right? How much do we really need to tweak them? But check out The Unlife of Lisa Cooper. You can check it out right now on Kindle Vella, or, hey, October 6th is when the novel comes out. Hold that book in your hands. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.